Hey, it's Coolio if you don't know, coming at you live from Terran Mill. Well, you know, maybe not live. It's kind of a recording, but whatever. We're in Terran Mill. Yeah, this definitely looks like Terran Mill. So yeah. There is a reason I'm here. As you can see, nice little dagger here. There's a nice little dagger there. Some Maw of Oblivion that we're talking about here, but very soon it will be the Fangs of the Father, because look, 53 Elementium gem clusters. Add another 7 to that, and then the objective of one more quest, and we shall have our very own legendary daggers. So yeah, throughout this whole quest line, we've been killing a lot of black dragons. Pretty much all the black dragons that are left in the world. Previously, before the quest line, we had killed or re-killed Nefarian and Onyxia, so they're not coming back. We've killed during the quest line Lord Hiram Creed and Nastia, but there's still one left, and that is Deathwing. Yes, I know that we've probably killed Deathwing many times by now, you know, doing Dragon Soul and getting Elementium gem clusters. Let's just pretend that he's not dead yet. And this is the one, guys. This is the one. So yeah, what you want to do first thing here, when you get enough gem clusters, is set your Hearthstone to Terran Mill. And there's a good reason for that. Because Terran Mill is the closest inn to Ravenholt Manor, which is right here, this little dot. In case you're wondering, CT map mod, look it up. So yeah, when you get your 60 Elementium gem clusters, simply matter of hearthing out back to Terran Mill, flying directly east. By the way, this is the red dragon hawk that you get for getting 100 mounts, which I got yesterday. Go me. And yeah, reach Ravenholt Manor, that easy. Make sure that you have at least 53 Elementium gem clusters before doing this, because if you have 52, then you will have exactly 60 by the time that you finish the raid, and you still need to kill Deathwing in order to get a final item, which is actually a piece of his jaw. Gross enough as that sounds. And then you come here, turn in the quest, and then you're good to be summoned back in. You know, save everyone some time. So yes, the last black dragon that we need to kill is Deathwing. This is the only assassination which is not a stealth mission. You wouldn't want to solo Dragon Soul at this level. Maybe in a couple of expansions, maybe, I don't know, kind of depends, I guess. Well, although I guess it'd be kind of hard to solo Ultraxian. I don't know. We'll see far into the future if the game even gets that far. I don't know. But, so yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Killing Deathwing. This shouldn't be new to anyone doing the quest line. You've probably killed Deathwing many times now. But we have a different way of doing it. And people might not be very familiar with this way, but it's actually kind of a neat way, and helps with certain aspects of the fight. So I'm going to be showing that to you as soon as we get there, which might be tonight, might be Thursday, Sunday, I don't know. But I will be recording that fight and showing it to you. So, I'll see you there. Hey, it's Coolio after the fact, and I mean well after the fact. I've been sitting on these videos for I don't know how long. I'm going to have to remove the audio track from this because of Ventrilo. Here's why you want to set your Hearthstone to Terran Mill, so that you have no problem getting here, turning in your quest, and you know, just getting on with it here. So at this point, Rathian will give us our final target that we must kill in order to obtain the Fangs of the Father, and that is Deathwing himself. Deathwing, also known as Neltharion, aspect of the Black Dragonflight, totally crazy. I'm not going to go into the lore details here because there's way too much to go through. Just check Wowpedia. Now, our group does this a little differently. Usually you would start at Ysera and then move to... I don't have my information up here. Move to Alexstrasza, then Nose Dormuth, and Kalecgos. We are going to start at Kalecgos here. So a few seconds into the fight, this mutated corruption will come up. This is your first target. You want to take it down as soon as possible. It's going to do that slam attack. What you can do is use feint, and that will take down some of the damage that slam will do. I forget exactly what it's called. Yeah, a little professional moment here. I forgot to put feint on my bar. It's a good idea to misdirect, or should I say tricks of the trade, to your tank while you're doing that. A little while after, you gotta get the Elementium bolt. You want to take that down as soon as possible because it causes massive damage if it should land on the ground. Once you have the corruption down and the Elementium bolt down, you attack the tentacle. Don't worry too much about your killing spree if you're combat rogue. You will kind of end up in a rather strange place while fighting the tentacle on Kalecgos and Alexstrasza's platforms, but you are perfectly safe. A little while later you will get Hemorrhage, in which these regenerative bloods will come out and attack you. Just AoE them down unless you don't have Kalecgos. And in this case we will not have Kalecgos after this platform. So the first tentacle goes down pretty soon, there it is. And when the tentacle goes down, that dragon's effect will disappear. So you want to be careful about that and take that into consideration when you determine what order you want to do this in. Kalecgos will increase player damage by 20%, as well as basically cause a little AoE around you that inflicts 20,000 arcane damage to enemies within 6 yards, excluding the current target. So it's really good for damage. Usually you'll want to get that one last unless your group has the DPS to pull it off. And we've been doing this fight for months now. We know how it works. We can handle it. So I would suggest starting at this platform, which is Ysera's platform. The presence of Ysera increases player healing done by 20%, so you get more healing, and you also get that little green button in the middle of the screen there, which is basically your damage reduction abilities. While you have that on, that will decrease damage by 50% for 2.5 seconds. The best time to use that is when the Blistering Tentacles come out, which can cause some pretty serious damage. Usually healers can heal through it, but be nice to your healers, people. You want to try to avoid as much damage as you can. When those Blistering Tentacles come out, use your button if you have it. Also a good idea to use your Cloak of Shadows, but there is a much better use for Cloak of Shadows. When Hemorrhage comes out when Kalecgos is not around, it's a good idea to single target the bloods. Reason being, you don't have as much damage, obviously, going multiple target. Except this, I'm actually recording this post commentary after 504, when Fan of Knives actually grants combo points now, and you actually have an finishing AoE, Crimson Tempest. But it's still a better idea to keep the single target and use your Blade Flurry if you're a combat rogue. On to Nosdormu's platform. The presence of Nosdormu increases the player's haste by 20%, so you get a 20% haste buff from Nosdormu. And also that swirly yellow thing in the middle of the platform there, that's called the Time Zone. That is used to slow down the Elementium Bolt. Once Nosdormu is down, then you don't have that protection anymore. The Elementium Bolt will not slow down, and so you have to run away as far as possible. It usually involves getting to the arm or the wing tentacle, whichever is on that platform. Stack, and your healers will use all their AoE heals to get people's health up as soon as possible. Here comes the Elementium Bolt. And one thing when Nosdormu is down, when the Elementium Bolt hits, if you have your deadly boss mods or what's the other one, bigwigs, just notice when the Elementium Bolt is about to hit, and when it gets down to about 1 second, hit your Cloak of Shadows, and you will ignore the entire damage, which will definitely help you help your healers and everyone have a fun time. So this is going down pretty fast. Like I said, this is still during the 4.3.4 patch. 5.04 has a lot of different balance what should I say? Is balanced differently. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So it might take longer, it might not take as long, you know, depending on everyone's familiarity with the new systems. You know, it really depends on a lot of things. But anyway, down goes tentacle number 3. So Nosdormu is no longer in effect. We only have Alexstrasza left. The presence of Alexstrasza increases the player's maximum health by 20%. So it's a good idea to do this one a little later if you're worried about taking a lot of damage. And also Alexstrasza cauterizes the Blistering Tentacles, inflicting lethal damage over 10 seconds. Cauterize also reduces the damage inflicted by Corrupted Blood. Which means the Blistering Tentacles that show up on Deathwing will go away on their own. If you don't do Alexstrasza last, then you will have to deal with the Blistering Tentacles yourself, which you will need to single target. Absolutely single target. There is no question about it. If you AoE them down or try to, massive damage to the entire raid. You don't want that. So yeah, we're about to get into phase 2 here. Pretty soon. As you see, the Elementium Bolt just crashed right down to the ground. I hit my Cloak of Shadows, I'm fine. So let's get that tentacle down. Here comes Hemorrhage, I think. I'm watching this on a very small screen, so it's kind of hard to determine what exactly is going on. Now, Hemorrhage is going to happen now. Come on. There we go. So other than that, you know, it's just plain do what rogues do best, you know. Make sure you keep your Blade Flurry, if you're a combat rogue. Keep your Blade Flurry up only when you have multiple targets to deal with. That is, say only with these bloods. Try to maintain your slice and dice as much as possible, which I'm doing a terrible job of right now. And yeah, just keep at your rotation. You know what you're doing. You've gotten this far, you know what you're doing. So coming up on phase 2, which is a little more directed, let's say. Also, if this happens, just kind of jump through Deathwing's head. It totally doesn't exist or anything. You'll start with the Elementium fragments, which are these little tentacles that just appear all over the platform as soon as I turn around here. There we go. So you want to take care of those as fast as possible. If you get shrapnel on you, you want to hit your button. Your green button less than 2 seconds before it hits. That will reduce your damage by 50%. Or obviously you can also hit your Cloak of Shadows and ignore the damage completely. Then you get these Elementium Terrors. Just take them out as fast as possible. Really not much of a problem there. Have your Blade Flurry up. Yeah. I mean, at this point, there's really not much to say if you're any DPS class. Just take care of the ads and go for the boss. Quick and simple. And the world will be saved for another day. Most importantly, if you got this far, you got all your fragments, you got all your gems, you've turned everything in, this guy will give you the jaw of, oh man, I forgot what it's called. The fragment of Deathwing's jaw, which is the last part of getting your Fangs of the Father. Congratulations, Rogue! You've earned it! I know I have. Also, interesting point, the mount dropped in this run. But I didn't get it, though. Alright, so let's get back to live commentary. And, yeah, that is how you do it. So here we are back at Ravenholt Manor, but I have a feeling that something is amiss. I don't know what it is. If you really want to know what happens at Ravenholt Manor from the time that you get the jaw to the time that you get the daggers, click on this annotation. And by the way, this is the Sandstone Drake that I'm showing off now. The amount that you get from the Vial of the Sands, which is very expensive. So I'm assuming that you just want to see the daggers. I can accommodate that. One moment.